Baby. This is the first fight we gonna talk about right here. I hope you guys could see. I'm trying this different from last time. So, episode 2 picks up where it left off at. And that's with Jada and Noel. Like I said, I don't have no favorite yet. I don't know who my favorite. I want to kind of like Jada, but I think Jada getting on my nerves. Because Jada, why is you bothering Noel? Why is you fucking with that boy and he really got something personal going on? It is just really coming off as bully. You need a story time. You need a storyline. How you gonna say Grandpa put a? I guess he said Grandpa put a battery in your back because I guess Noel said he wanted to go home, and I think I remember hearing that in episode 1. Noel said he wanted to go home with his grandparents, with his grandfather, but they must have told him basically like, no, Grandpa gonna be okay. You stay there, follow your dreams. This will help you. This will help your career. So basically, that's an emotional moment right now. Like he really, real life, having an emotional moment right now. And for Jada to come in there with that rah rah, oh, you crying? You said you wanted to go home. Like, this is something emotional right now, and you really fucking with that boy while he's going through something with his family. So I really do kind of find that, like, you being a bully, like, I want to like you. This is only episode 2. And another thing that a lot of people got to understand is that they're doing this for TV. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes some people could be doing too much. I don't know why I keep touching my hair. Sometimes people could be doing too much. I don't want to say you doing too much yet, but this only episode 2. But I don't like the fact that you keep bothering that boy when he really got something going on. Then you talking about his grandfather got a blood clog and you bleeding, y'all just a bloody mess. That's just kind of rude and disrespectful. And I really feel like you picking with Noel. At this point, I feel like all y'all picking with Noel. Y'all must think he's soft or something, but y'all, to me, it really gives that y'all fucking with that boy, and y'all need to leave him alone. So that's the first fight. Then the second fight, hold on, y'all, because I'm still learning how to work this. I'm doing this different from last week. So the second fight is Jada and Shotty. They done fought like 2, 3, 4 times, just like Noel. They done fought like 2, 3, 4 times. So Jada and Shotty. Basically, Jada still needs that. And people could be like, what do you still need that for? Jada still needs that because he has a scratch on his eye from the first day they got to the house and Shotty ran up on him. And guess what? Shotty ran up on him again. He ran up and got done up. I'm so upset about that. But I don't blame Shotty for running up. I would have ran up first because we not scheduling fights. If you want to fight, we gonna fight right now, and we gonna fight and get it out the way. You talking about you want it with me too because of the scratch in my eye? No, you should have got it right there and then. You already fought Noel. You already amped up and feeling some type of way, so you should have went at Shotty. But since you want to keep announcing that you need that from him because of your eye scratch, he did what he was supposed to do. He ran up first. Because what? You need that? Okay, let's get that now. Ain't no later. We're not scheduling no fight like it's in the doctor's appointment. We're not doing none of that. We're going to fight right now and get it out the way. So lately, I've been respecting Shotty because he's the first to run up. Like I said, we're not setting doctor's appointments. We don't set appointments to fight. If you want to fight, let's get it in right now. So I really respect Shotty. I recommend Shotty for that. And I'm not going to lie. I think I'm kind of starting to like Shotty, but I need to see some more of Shotty. Okay? So then after that fight, the next fight we get into is Noel and Landon. But I want to explain how we got to them fighting because it's not like they just fought. Mind you, it's a story behind each fight. Some of these stories just seem like they need a storyline. But like I said, we have to understand that some things, too, they're doing it for TV. So maybe Jada is doing this for TV. But Jada, you doing, like, I don't know. Because you messing with Noel for no reason. And he really got something going on. Maybe it's because of the tension, because of the first episode. When he said who want it, they can get it. Whoever got a problem with him, I don't know y'all know if y'all watched it. Maybe that's where your problem is with him, but that's bold. Like, that's bold. So the next fight, like I said, it's Noel and Landon. So before we even get to this fight, it basically started with votes in the house. So Landon wants to be the house mother. He wants to be the house mother of the house. And so far, he's been calling the meetings. And I guess he gave the boys a paper so they could check off who they wanted to go home. And Noel seems to be the one that has the most votes. So first, Landon said he had 5 votes, and then 5 went to 6. So I don't think we couldn't find out who the rest of the people was. So we know the people who voted for Noel to go home was Shotty. But Shotty was like, he do want Noel to go. He hold on. Shotty said he did want Noel to go home, but then he said he pointed at somebody else and said he wanted him to go home because he felt like Noel had more heart. I think he was talking about Check the Star because I don't even think they said who or gave us a name, but he ended up changing his, who he really thinks should go home. So Shotty voted for him. Pootie voted for Noel. Landon voted for Noel. And of course, Jada voted for Noel. I don't think they told us, but we know Jada voted for Noel. And mind you, they said it was 5 votes. It went from 5 to 6. So they was trying to figure out, okay, well, who's the other 2 people that voted for him? So John the Don was like, okay, well, maybe it was Corey and Cozy. Because mind you, Corey and Cozy, they had the motherfucking doctors. Because Corey, his finger fucked up. If y'all seen it online, it was fucked up real bad. Why he got on that big ass cast like it's the whole hand, I don't know. But his finger was real bad. And then Cozy, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was something with his nose or something. But anyways, so they was trying to figure out where the rest of the votes came from. And then I guess Noel said he wanted to fight whoever was going to send him home. And here comes Jada. Jada calling him scary because I guess Shotty was one of the first persons to go home. But I'm not gonna lie, Noel was not scary of Shotty. He probably like, what am I gonna fight him for? Okay, he said he want me to go home, but he changed his vote to someone else because he feels like I have heart and that, I got heart, ain't no fear in me, but he changed it to the other person. So Noel like, no, I don't want to fight you. So I kind of feel like where Noel coming from, like, it's really ain't no beef. I don't want to fight you. But I don't know what's going on. He wanted to fight Landon. So that's how him and Landon ended up fighting. Because Landon was one of the people that chose for Noel to go home. And basically Noel wanted it with anybody who said he had to go home. So Noel, he didn't want it with Shotty. We don't know why he didn't want it with Shotty. But he definitely wanted it with Noel. So, girl, y'all be hyping. I ain't even read stuff offline because I'm used to watching other people's, reviews and stuff. But since I've been doing my own review, I stay away from watching people reviews. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to have my own opinion. I want to form my own opinion and say how I feel about it. So I don't know who they think won this fight, but in my eyes, ain't nobody win this fight. Noel was getting with Landon just as well as Landon was getting with Noel. Like, come on, they ain't even really fighting for real. And yes, I do think that Landon, he did get a couple hits in, but it's like they both was getting hits in. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nobody win that fight for real. They was toe to toe. So that's how we got to Noel and Landon. Then we got Noel and Pootie because of his vote. So Pootie had already made it known that, okay, well, after you fight Landon, you got to fight me too. Of course, they going to run together. If one fight, the other fight. Of course, they're going to do that. We should have known that was expected from out of the episode, from out of the shows, because they're dating together. So if one jump, two jump. If two jump, one jump. So they're going to be fighting together. We could already see that. So Noel and Pootie get into it next after Noel and Landon, because of course Pootie voted for him to go home. Who won that fight? Nobody won that fight. They was neck to neck. If anything, Noel was getting them in the face more. You know what I'm saying? And I think Pootie did get one last hit, but ain't nobody win that fight. If you ask me, ain't nobody win them fights. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Jada, he been dropping some people, knocking some people out. But, Okay, so after that, who end up starting to fight next? So Lennox and Check the Star. So Lennox and Check the Star, they get into it basically because the whole Van situation, Lennox feels like he's not a bad boy. Like, boy, you didn't let me pounce on you. At this point, you're a punching bag. Those are my words. At this point, you're a punching bag because you let me knock you up on the bus, in the van, whatever, and you ain't do nothing. Why? We don't know, but he jumped at you and attacked you. You should have jumped back. So Lennox is basically giving him a chance to prove that he is a bad boy. Boy, I don't be knowing what to say about Check the Star. Boy, you was getting beat up on. And then was you crying because your ass? So Check the Star was getting beat up on. Lennox, they was fighting, but Lennox was kind of giving it to him. I think after that second round too, what they fight like 2 or 3 times. Then he had to Check the Star had to go put some ice on his eye. Child, I'ma save that. So then after that, we have Jonathan and Sace. So I don't know if people thought that Sace and Jonathan was blood brothers, but they really not blood brothers. Cause I know my friend, she thought that it was like blood brothers. I'm like, oh, they brothers? They not really brothers. They just play brothers. Y'all know everybody want to be brothers and sisters. So, cause I've still been trying to figure out the beef between Jonathan and Sace, but okay. So I guess Sace said, and I really think this is what it is. Sace said, I got something for you. I think Jonathan must have overheard or he playing cuckoo, like he said, I got someone for you. But I really think I really think Sace said, I got something for you. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know, y'all. We wasn't there. We can only go by what we see. Mind you, these people, they be having problems behind the scenes. So when they just start fighting for nothing, we be looking at them like, okay, well, why they fighting? What happened? Because some stuff that happened behind the scenes that we don't know about. And then next thing you know, you finding out at the reunion. So what I think is really going on with Jonathan and Sace is, I think it's the whole Van situation in the beginning when Sace was saying his name, and Jonathan was like, Sace, like Seis. He was like, yeah, you got it. So I think that's where that stemmed from, because I remember on episode 1, a couple scenes later, Jonathan kind of wanted it with Sace because he was yelling at him on the bus or on the Sprinter van. And I was trying to think, I'm like, he yelled at him. I'm like, we didn't see that. So was this when they was going to the club, he was yelling at him? But then I thought about it. I was thinking in the beginning, the whole Sace, you got it in the beginning, maybe he felt some type of way because he came at him like that. Because I feel some type of way. Like, nigga, I'm just trying to figure out, is your name such and such the way you said? And for you to have an attitude, talking about some, yeah, you got it. Like I said, I felt the tension right there. So maybe that's where the tension is coming from for Jonathan and Sace. And then Jonathan also feels like, I thought he meant, and I'm still trying to figure out, I thought he meant that Sace is used to running in a pack because of his friends outside the show. But now that we're in the show, you don't have no friends. It's just you. You got to stand alone. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what Jonathan is trying to say. Because I was trying to figure out, okay, well, who is Sace running with in the house already? Who his friends? Who he clicked up with? But I think Jonathan is talking about the outsiders that's his friends because he's used to running in a pack. So I guess that's when Sace gets to saying, I got something for you. But Jonathan is saying, that he said, I got someone for you. So I don't think we're really clarified on that. I really, like I said, I really think he said, I got something for you. Which now I'm starting to think, what you got for me? Like, you gonna sneak me on the shore? What? But Jonathan is saying that basically he said, I got someone for you. But I'm not about to keep talking about these two, because these two, they act like they got a undercover love relationship at this point. So what we going to next? So I spoke about the first couple votes. Now we getting into the votes. I wanted to speak about Noel votes first, because that's how we got into the fight between Landon and Pootie fighting Noel. So Check the Star, we know who Check the Star is, right? It seems like Check the Star was one of the people who had a lot of votes too. We can move this out the way. He had 4 votes. So his votes was, okay, so Shoddy voted for him as well as Noel. And then that's when I said he had preferred for Check the Star to go home. So Check the Star got Shoddy vote, Lennox vote, Shoddy, Lennox, and it was 2 other more people. And I don't think we found out who those other 2 people was. But anyways, yeah, so it was up between Noel and Check the Star to go home, but I guess I don't know, because I still don't know how to feel about Check the Star. Like, he getting beat up on, he a punching bag at this point. If it was up to me at this point, send him home. I ain't gonna lie, he would have been my vote. Check the Star, you would have been my vote to go home. Like, you honestly would have, because, boy. Then Landon feels like Alpha Ant should go home because he not popping nothing. How did I feel about this situation? Okay, don't nothing got nothing to do with Alpha Ant, but I guess since Alpha Ant, he's just cooling. He's just chilling. Like Jonathan said in the beginning, y'all fighting like y'all still trying to get on the Bad Boys, and y'all already in the house. Y'all still fighting like y'all at audition, like y'all still at the auditions, and y'all already in the house. It's like y'all, it's drama for no reason. Y'all starting drama for no reason. So basically, I feel how did I say Lennox? Alpha Ant, I be getting them too confused, but I'm learning their names. So Alpha Ant is the one that's just chilling. He cooling. He the one that fought cozy. He ain't in no beef. He ain't in no problems. So to me, Alpha Ant, he just cooling. He being natural. He being him. He not trying to be in no mess. But you know, this is TV, so we want you to pop it. So maybe you need to be trying to break up some fights or speak your opinion on how you feel about this and how you feel about that. Because right now you're kind of in the background. I mean, and that was another thing I thought too. So if Landon wanted Alpha Ant to go home, do you want Cozy to go home too? Because he not doing nothing. He in the background just as well. Yeah, he was at the hospital, but mind you, he came right back because he didn't want to be there in the DR where they're talking Spanish. Estás hablando en español. Él no comprende que las personas estás haciendo. He don't understand what the people doing, what the people saying. So he wanted to go back to the house. So you just feel like Alpha Ant should go home because he not popping it. Okay, Cozy, he not popping it either. So ain't nobody vote for Cozy? I wonder why. Is it because he fine? Yeah, I think so. So ain't nobody vote for Cozy to go home, and Cozy ain't doing nothing. But they want Alpha Ant to go, not they, but Landon want Alpha Ant to go home because basically he ain't popping it. Cozy not popping it either. So after that, we go, did I talk about Jonathan? But I guess so John, of course, he voted for Sace. We know that. We should have known that was going to happen. And then, what I say in my notes? So I guess, okay, so Corey, man, y'all, he was at the hospital, at the doctor's, getting his finger bandaged up. And he said he would have voted for Noel to go home. But he voted for somebody else to go home. I think it was Sace, maybe. He would have voted for Noel, and then somebody said, they were saying, I thought that was your friend. Or not your friend in the house, but y'all was friends outside the house. Stirring the pot, being messy a little bit, because I probably would have said the same thing. Like, oh, I thought, hold on, you voting for your friend to go home? I thought y'all was friends. I think that would have been me right there. Because why is you voting for your friend to go home? Oh, my bad. Y'all friends outside the house, not in the house. That's me. Like, that's me right there. So, and then of course, Sace, he voted for Corey to go home. Ciao. Okay, so next we get into the fight between Shotty and Jada. So let me put this up. Like I said, I respect the fact that Shotty keep running up. So basically, they out by the pool. Hold on, let me put the video up first. Jada and Shotty. So this is the scene when they go out by the pool or whatever. And you know, Shotty me, because if I feel tension, if I feel some type of way, if something going on, I need to know what's going on so we can go ahead and get this out the way. So they by the pool, they cooling, they chilling, and Shotty basically like, okay, so how y'all feel about today? Basically, y'all feel, excuse me, like y'all got everything off y'all chest or whatever. Everybody like, yeah. Here go Jada. How you feel about today? Girl. Like I said, I want to like Jada. I don't know yet, but Jada really giving me bully. How you feel about today? Basically, they kind of go back and forth. Because like I said, Shotty trying to figure out who feel any way towards him. Who feeling some type of way towards me. That way we can just go ahead and get it out the way now. And basically, Jada still feeling some type of way. Basically, to me, Shotty was trying to read the room. He knew it was still tension between him and Jada. He knew Jada was still going to pop it. And he did right. He came out there and he said, how y'all feel about today? Does anybody still have any tension with me? And obviously, Jada did. And Shotty ran up, as he should. And I think, did Shotty slam him down in the pool? I don't know. They was all flipping and rolling. I thought they was going to drown in the pool. So that part was a mess. But like I said, I respect him for that. So then we have Island Boy. Island Boy ended up coming in the house. And I was waiting for him to come in the house because I just felt like he was going to shake the table. Ooh, I really shook the table. Hold on. Let me fix this. Island Boy came in there shaking the motherfucking table as he should. And I believe what Island Boy said about Jada. I don't know why. My spidey senses are telling me that this is true. So Island Boy came in the house basically saying that bitches around the house is fake. Y'all hanging around fake motherfuckers. And I'm here to break this fuck up. That's what he said in my words. Jada. So basically, this must have been some stuff that's going on behind the scenes because also I was trying to figure out, okay, so first we're going to start here. I was trying to figure out who the fuck is Adonis? Adonis is from the season before. So I guess, and I think I remember seeing this online, I guess Island Boy and Adonis was getting into it. And if I'm not mistaken, Island Boy said, or he put up a post saying he was going to fight Adonis. And basically Jada was saying, like, why is you messing with him? Why is you posting him? Is he on a show or something? That's what I'm kind of picking up on what happened with that. Because I had to find out who Adonis was. But I don't know if Adonis going to be on this or not. I think he is. I think he not. I don't know. But I know, because remember when Pootie and Landon was in a room? And then they was trying to figure out the beef between Jada and Island Boy. And that's when Jada brought up Adonis' name. Some shit about Adonis going on online. I had to Google like Adonis real quick. I'm like, oh, okay. They did have beef for a minute before the season even started. So that's that. So after that or whatever, like I said, Island Boy came in the house ready to shake the motherfucking table. He basically said that Jada said that he was going to force Landon and Pootie to fight. I believe it. I don't know why. I believe it. I believe that Jada said he was going to come in the house and force Landon and Pootie to fight. I don't know. I don't know why I believe. Right now, I don't know why. I believe that. He also said that everyone in the... Hold on, let me be specific. Island Boy also said that Jada said everyone in the house can get the belt to ass. I believe it. And basically he clarified it. he clarified it in so many ways. If y'all go back and y'all watch it, and he says such and such, I feel like I could beat up the whole presidency or something. He said it, so I agreed with that. So Jada basically asking him why he coming in line, which I don't think he was lying. Basically, he coming in line looking for a storyline. So Jada ready to get him a storyline. Jada is a mess. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just Jada, child, go have a seat. So that's when Jada and so Jada, you just fighting the whole fucking house at this point. So that's when Jada and Island Boy get into it. Let me see what I got. Come in line, and of course he'll beat up everybody in the cast. Right, Jada clarified that. Of course I'll beat up everybody in the cast, but I believe Island Boy when he said that. Ain't nobody lying. So like I said, Island Boy and Jada get the fighting. And with this fight, Island Boy, you flew across, you didn't even fly across that couch. You glided across the couch. You ain't fly and make it that far. You ended up gliding and falling. But I understand you was trying to get him before he got you. But y'all was ready to fight anyways. Who won this fight? I didn't watch this that many times. I'm not going to say nobody won. They was neck to neck. They was toe to toe. Because I'm sure who favored, they going to say, oh, he won. Oh, they won. They going to feel like Jada won because of Island Boy leg. I think he must have pulled a muscle or something, because I seen when when Island Boy, when he kicked, Jada ended up grabbing that leg. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where that came from. He grabbed that leg, then he ended up falling on the floor, and he must have pulled a muscle or something. I think he was still kind of like fighting while he was on the floor, but when he got up, if you pay attention, you could see he like walking like, because something was wrong with his leg. Then Paris feeling some type of way about the whole situation, because Island Boy, that's his friend, and Jada, that's his friend. So basically he feel like he caught in the middle because both of his friends are fighting. And Jada and Paris, I ain't gonna say they argue, but they kind of like go back and forth real quick for a quick minute. And then Jada basically telling him, like, get out my face right now, because anybody could get it. Child, Jada. Anybody could get it. So go get your friend, bring him back, because Jada still want to fight Island Boy. But mind y'all, something wrong with Island Boy legs. So he's trying to make sure he get checked out so he can take care of that, so he can come back to the house, because it's a long ways to go before the end of the season. So after that or whatever, Jada and Corey, hold on. Upset, they fight, and Paris and Jada go back and forth. So after that, Jada and Corey, they go back and forth. And then that part, I guess they was talking about who should replace who, but they said that he shouldn't replace nobody because he's a cast, not a replacement. I think they was talking about, I don't know. I was trying to pick up on who they was talking about. It was just like so much going on. And then they really wasn't telling us who was talking about who. But basically they was saying that somebody should go and he should replace them. And then Corey and John Adon like, no, we don't think he should replace no one, because basically he's an original cast. And Jada telling Corey, well, how about he replaces you? And Corey like, no, nobody's replacing me, nothing. So Jada caught herself running up on Corey. Corey, and mind y'all, Corey got the little thing on his arm because of his finger. So he ended up running, because he's not running physically, but he just like ran to the side a little bit, because no, I'm not fighting you right now. I just came back from the doctors, my finger swole. But he does a flip. So when he do that flip, Pootie and Lennox, they like, hold on, you got like a little cast on, your hand's supposed to be broke, and you doing flips and backflips and cartwheels and stuff. So now Lennox want it. Let me see if I had no, I didn't put that up because they didn't fight. So basically Lennox, he was running towards Corey, because nigga, if you doing flips and stuff, you can give me that. And then what are they fighting for anyways? because of the whole lock situation. I think they just need to put that situation to rest. Like, seriously, just put that situation to rest. And, boy, like I said, this is TV. They need storylines. They're doing a job. They're there to keep us entertained. So maybe that's his beef with him. And that was pretty much about everything, the fights and everything. This episode, it was all right, I guess. We only in episode 2, so it's still a lot of stuff to unravel. I don't have a favorite yet. Who getting on my nerves? I want who getting on my nerves? I Check the Star. He not getting on my nerves, but Check the Star. He can go home. They could have sent Check the Star home. Ain't nobody really getting on my nerves. I don't want to say Jada getting on my nerves. He just, I don't know. Chill out. I think I'm kind of liking Noel too. Noel, he seemed kind of cool, but I think he gonna go home. I think he gonna end up going home. I'm not 100% sure, because I've been watching stuff on social media. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So that's all my commentary for that. I will catch you guys on Monday for episode 3. What is it? My live reaction for episode 3. And then Wednesday, I'm going to try to do Wednesday again. We'll do the live review like we did today. So I'm going to go ahead, get this video edited, fixed up so I can put it on YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.